Here we are. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Adam Papagan, and welcome to There's a Place, the ASMR talk show. The show that feels good to hear. I try to stay away from talking about current events, but this week it's spring break for many people around the country. A lot of kids out of school. You see them around town. It's a good time to vacation, week before Easter. Spring break, though, is really an awful, awful thing. It's bad if you're a kid because it's only a week. It's only a week. You don't really get to enjoy your time off because the days go by and you're out of rhythm, and it's not that, it's just, you feel like you're wasting time if you're not relaxing or doing something fun. And it's not good for parents because your kids are out of school. They expect to be entertained. They're used to being told what to do all day at school. And so this week really breaks up the rhythm, and the kids go kind of nuts. So my next door neighbor, they have a couple of kids, and these people, they are yuppies. Like, when you think about a yuppie, when you think about a neighborhood changing to have more coffee places, you think about people who coddle their children with really soft hands. Think about people who don't make eye contact. That's these soft-spoken yuppies who I live next door to. And kid was out of school today, so he was in the backyard. He's maybe about 6, 7. He was in the backyard just making a ton of noise all day long. And one of these parents had the bright idea to give him a megaphone. So he was on a play date, he had one of his friends over, and he was just yelling into this megaphone for like hours this afternoon. And fun is fun. It's fun to have a louder voice and say stuff, but he wanted to sing. And so he's like, okay, we're going to do another song. He did the Star Spangled Banner. He did My Country 'Tis of Thee. He did the Pledge of Allegiance. Only patriotic songs. And he must have picked them up at school. So if you think that you're a good parent, you can send him off to your liberal school and everything's going to be okay and you're going to have well-behaved children, think again. Really focus on what they're teaching your children. He's been brainwashed from this young age, pure patriotic nonsense. So I guess my point is, how good of a parent are you? You can think you're doing all the right things, but if you don't know what they're putting into your child's brain when they're at school, all hope is lost. I'd rather have them singing Justin Bieber or Katy Perry, something like that, and that Pledge of Allegiance nonsense. Not anti-American, but to have the children, it's the only song he knows, very annoying. And while we're talking about parenting tips, go ahead and turn down the megaphone. Just don't give your 7-year-old kid a megaphone. The more you know. Folks, my guest tonight is a bit of a explorer. Well, that's in the name of his show. But he explores Los Angeles. He seems to have a passion, a vigor for the city that, Los Angeles is a city that gets a bad rap sometimes. So we're gonna kind of discuss that and whatever else comes up. Please welcome Tom Explores Los Angeles' own Tom Carroll. Tom, how you doing?
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Of course. So Tom, our studio here is in Boyle Heights. What can you tell us about Boyle Heights?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, historic melting pot, pastrami, delicious, old Jewish neighborhood, now Latino neighborhood, old rail yards, lots of good history here.
It's poison from that battery plant.
True, but that's a little bit, that's closer to Vernon. I mean, I'm sure it
Poison travels.
But poison does travel, and that's the problem with poison,
Yeah. So a nice historic area, but It could be poisonous.
It could be, but that's a risk that we take living in the city.
Is it a calculated risk, a necessary risk?
I think it's a calculated risk. I mean, there's
sort of a trade-off for the vibrancy.
Yeah. There's going to be, when people are sort of pushed together, we're sort of on top of each other more so than if you lived in Kern County. Although I guess there's different kinds of poison in Kern County. More like soil and pesticide.
No water there.
Yeah, a little drier. But a great bass culture there.
Bass?
Basque. Like the region of?
Yeah.
Great food.
Any bass fish?
I'd hope so.
Yeah, that's good.
I hope so. Maybe there's Basque fish too.
Yeah, in Spain there would be Basque fish. You do an episode of that. So your show, just for anybody, we're going to be talking a lot about Los Angeles tonight, I think. We do it's called Hyperlocal. It's kind of the vibe of the show. And it kind of means things that are so familiar you overlook them in everyday life.
Sure.
But they're just so oppressively in front of you, all around you, that you try to just extract the beauty from it to keep you from going nuts.
Okay.
So I think your show kind of fits into that vibe a little bit. But what is your show, Tom Explores Los Angeles?
Well, my show, in 2 sentences, maybe, it's a YouTube series where I pick specific points in the city and sort of drill down on that history. It doesn't have to be like, big overarching things. We've been to an abandoned mall in Hawthorne, went down to the Sunken City in San Pedro, sort of these neglected spaces that have a compelling history that maybe aren't documented or are in the states of flux because they're falling apart. So we shoot 5 to 10 minute episodes and try and keep it short and YouTube accessible because a cat video is only a click away. So, we've been doing it for 3 years. We've made 24 episodes and we would like to make more.
How did the idea for the show come about?
The idea of the show came about because I was having a quarter-life crisis as a 25-year-old, and I decided to take a couple classes at Pasadena City College, and one of the classes we had to make a YouTube video that was under 5 minutes that taught someone something, and I was going to do like a juggling tutorial at first, and then I talked to my girlfriend at the time, and she said, yeah, it's a terrible idea, and I agreed with her. And so then I thought about where I'd like to take friends from out of town, where I like to take them in the city. So there's this pedestrian walkway along the 110. Have you been there? It goes from like Lincoln Heights. It goes from like Lincoln Heights to Chinatown. It's only a mile long.
No.
It's a great little pedestrian right-of-way. It's totally legal to use, but I thought, well, what if I showed people this? So we shot a first episode with a friend of mine who I worked with at Trader Joe's at the time. And I think we were both looking for larger projects, so we just kind of kept making them.
You kept going with it. So you've been all over. It's kind of like Snapchat. Started as a college project.
Sure.
Are you still at Pasadena City College?
What's that?
You still at PCC?
I actually am taking a journalism class this semester.
So you stuck with it. You didn't
stuck with it.
You didn't take your $1 million idea.
No, because it was like a 10-cent idea. So, like PCC is still in that range.
Yeah, okay. So you're doing journalism. Do you think that's going to help? You're going to bring some of that into your show?
Definitely. I mean, I think I already have. Like, I've learned a lot by doing the show, but I feel like my shortfalls have been in like the rules of journalism and standard operating procedure. And like, you don't really learn that by doing. So I'm taking a few classes with a journalism professor that I like a lot at PCC and just trying to stay well-rounded.
Yeah, that's good.
Am I whispering enough? I don't really, to be honest.
It's not whispering, it's soft talking.
This is how I would talk in the library.
Yeah, exactly. Library voice.
Okay.
Yeah. Whispering could be a little abrasive.
I
a little condescending.
Sure. I've tried to watch ASMR videos before and I can't. That makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. You got to open your mind to it.
Sure.
And much like your show is some area that people might think is ugly,
Mm-hmm.
but you find an appreciation for it. Very similar.
Touche.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one thing you won't learn in journalism class.
That's
Spin.
true. That's true.
Yeah. So you're going all over. Are you from LA, Southern California?
Yeah, I grew up in Whittier.
Yeah.
Whittier Boulevard, ran right past my house.
So, okay, I kind of knew that you would be, because it seems like, with one notable exception, who we'll probably round back to later, it seems like the only people who like Los Angeles are from here. No one else has any investment in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can see it. I can see that side, because the people who've grown up in and around the city are sort of used to having to defend it. So I think automatically your view shifts and you're like, no, this place is awesome. This has a cool history. You don't know about this if you don't like the city. So I think that makes sense. But also, you get outsiders enthusiasm coming here. They're like, wow, look how awesome this place is. So I think I can see both sides. But yes, I think, do you know Ralph's story?
Yes.
Was he from LA?
Things that aren't here anymore. I don't know. I only know the special they show on PBS.
Yes. Great special.
Yeah, it's great. I feel like, are there like a bunch of episodes of it, or do I just catch it at different times? I feel like I'm always seeing different stuff that isn't here anymore.
I don't know. I've only seen what's on YouTube, and there's only about 3 episodes, and I think they're all about an hour long.
Oh, so then there are multiple episodes.
There are at least 2 or 3.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 for sure. But I didn't
Because
know
the
it was
one
2 hours.
he does one on like Clifton's. He interviews the old waitress.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And then I forget what other spots he goes to, but he always does that Spanish intro that he butchers. He speaks in Spanish. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You should watch it.
I should do it from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you just catch, like the movie Big on TV. You just catch bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, but now it's on YouTube, so you can watch
Okay.
it. You could watch it 2-speed, half speed, reverse.
Yeah, a whole new perspective. So that was a show where he would show old photographs of things that used to be in LA, but aren't things that aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things that aren't here anymore?
What have we lost that makes me sad? Well, I mean, we're close to the 6th Street Bridge, so that'll be sad once that's fully gone.
It's just a bridge.
We've lost so many good bridges. I will say, though, 6th Street Bridge, I understand why it's getting knocked down. It had concrete cancer. There's too much silica in the cement to begin with, so I get it. But we lost a great bridge, Riverside Figueroa Bridge in Lincoln Heights by the Home Depot there. And now it's just replaced with a big, ugly bridge. And I don't know. Those make me sad. But luckily, I'm having a hard time thinking of things that aren't there anymore. Oh, I know, the Richfield Oil Building.
What was that?
That was in downtown. It was knocked down, I think. I have no idea, but sometime in the late 60s or early 70s, there's this beautiful, polished black stone. Oh, it was like an Art Deco, so it looked a lot like the Eastern Building in downtown, the beautiful turquoise Art Deco. But this was black and gold because it was an oil building, so, they liked linear design. But that got knocked down. I never saw it in person, though, so I don't feel that sad about it, but I would have liked to have seen it standing.
Do you remember a place, unfortunately just before camera phones and Instagram, LA Tigers?
LA Tigers?
LA Tigers was a kiosk on Venice and La Brea that sold stuffed tigers. That's it. I don't know how they stayed in business. They had a big sign. It's like a nice sign, like professionally made sign, said LA Tigers.
Was it in black and orange? The sign?
They were white tigers only. They had some orange tigers, but mostly white tigers. Stuffed white tigers, all different sizes. This big, all the way up to life size.
Wow, Venice and La Brea?
Yeah.
When did it close?
Years ago. This were probably 8 years ago. It's been gone. It's been a while.
I never, unfortunately, that was never on my radar.
LA Tiger, yeah.
But maybe the two Las Vegas guys that like white tigers, what are their names?
Siegfried and Roy.
Maybe that was their retirement plan.
Maybe. Yeah, I missed the Tigers.
My college mascot was a tiger.
Where'd you go to college?
Occidental.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, his old alumni from Occidental, they wanted to.
Yeah.
But our tiger was orange and black.
Yeah, the white tiger is much more beautiful. It's a much more beautiful tiger. Well, that's not here anymore. We can't ruminate on it too much.
Sure.
I miss Till the Pup, the hot dog building.
Okay, but that's coming back. That's coming back.
But it's they're rebuilding it. It's the old one has asbestos in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want the asbestos hot dog.
The best. It numbs your mouth when you eat it.
Yeah.
I like at the place in North Hollywood, the Barrel Cafe, whatever that is.
The Barrel Bar.
Barrel Bar. In the back, they have the great Pub Cafe, or whatever, Bulldog Cafe.
But that's the one that they built for Rocket Man.
The one that was in the
that
car.
Was at the
Peterson Museum.
I miss that. That's a place that's not there anymore, how it was.
Yeah. I don't hate the facelift as much as everyone else does.
But the inside's all changed.
Is it?
And the inside had a weird, recreation of Johnny's coffee shop across the street. The lights and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It was kind of like, you ever see that movie A Boy and His Dog?
No.
Where it's this Don Johnson, post-apocalyptic movie where on the surface, everything's really rough, but they're these, ultra-conservative people who live underground. And so they have, fake, small town America and, grass and, just, the ceiling's painted black and they shine lights to, recreate. It looked like that. It's very, very hideous.
Why would the Peterson recreate a restaurant that's cat-a-corner to it?
Yeah, to show where a car might park. Yeah, it was weird. That's what I like.
I feel like there's so many other options to recreate. Is there any memorial to Biggie in the new?
I don't think so. But yeah, just right across the street, on the street.
Yeah, I thought it was right out in front of the Peterson because he was leaving a party there.
Yeah, but who's in a car? I think.
Yeah. Do they have that car?
Oh wow, I would like to see that. Biggie's death car. You into celebrity deaths spots or anything?
I personally am, but as far as episodes for the show, that's not really the world I want to live in because I feel like although that's compelling and necessary history, I feel like I just try and push myself a little bit further than that. But I've sort of workshopped a Manson episode that I haven't done, but I'm into all that. How about yourself? I know you do the OJ tour.
Yeah, I do the OJ tour.
That's deep.
Yeah, I'm with you though, and I don't want to make my life about murder and tragedy. And it's already about tragedy, but the murder, I want to stay away from that.
Yeah, I feel like it's okay to put a toe into that world, but to fully live in that world just seems like a little too hot topic-y.
Yeah. You do an episode about bad stuff celebrities did.
TMZ light.
Yeah, I guess that is just TMZ.
My initials are TMC though.
Oh, it's a spinoff.
I could do the same logo design. TMC.
Do you know what TMZ stands for?
10 or 30 mile zone?
Yeah.
Did you read that New Yorker piece about?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. Hey, here's a show, speaking of TMZ, that you, I think, would really like. It's on the antenna. It's made by TMZ. It's a game show called South of Wilshire.
Oh, I heard about that.
And it's about businesses. This is South of Wilshire, but it's really south of Sunset. But non-celebrity businesses where celebrities would go, and they give clues, and then the contestants are at Doolin Soul Food in Crenshaw. That's where the game show part of it is, and they have to guess stuff about what celebrities shopped where.
What?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's on Fox?
Yeah, 5 p.m.
And it's a spinoff from that dude, right? Wasn't that his idea?
Yeah.
Weird. What a strange
weird show.
It'd be cool if they combined that with Supermarket Sweep. So you had to you have to shop for what celebrities would shop for, but really quickly.
Yeah.
I've watched that show.
Yeah.
I have a coworker that was on Supermarket Sweep.
Yeah.
Back in 94.
That was one of the best game shows.
That's great.
Because they ran through the supermarket. Something I always wanted to do.
I don't know why as a kid I thought it was so exciting, but I was like, wow. Maybe it was just kind of playing off the idea that you can run around this place where you're not supposed to run around.
Exactly. I think that was the whole thing. Because it was all just building for when they got to run down the aisles. But it was just going to the supermarket. Like, you do that any time.
It's just like going quickly through the supermarket. Food Network, Guy Fieri has a version of that now. It's called Guy's Market Games, I think. So it's the same parameters.
How much does broccoli cost, guys? What do you think?
But it's like the same parameters where they're running through the supermarket, but he's kind of like coaching and judging them as they shop quickly.
Did you do an episode about a supermarket?
Oh, would I? Yeah, I know. I mean, Ralph's, kind of a dry story, but we could maybe find something. I mean, I still work for Trader Joe's. I'm a sign painter for Trader Joe's, and like the Trader Joe's story with Joe Colomb is kind of compelling. I think it'd be kind of hard to make an episode about it, but personally, I think it's kind of a fascinating.
Compelling for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. 3.99.
Yeah.
Seconds.
It's also the price of the carrot juice.
That's true. Conventional, not organic.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe someday when the show takes off, I'll switch to the organic. So, are there any spots that you've gone to shoot an episode and you were just like, you're there for a couple hours, like, this is not interesting?
Luckily, working with the filmmaker Derek, I would sort of pitch him ideas, and he and I had a pretty good rapport to figure out if something would work or not before investing the time and going out there. Like, we could just kind of know if something like hit or if it didn't, and so we never well, there's one thing we shot sort of like a half idea in Chinatown with a friend of mine who his grandfather's owned like a jewelry store there for 30 years. So we were trying to build an episode around that, but unfortunately never really coalesced. So that was the one time, but everything else, all the other 24 episodes, all worked out. I did a lot of research before we went, so I could find good, compelling tidbits to build a narrative around.
Yeah, you know facts.
Yeah,
so there's facts in the episodes.
You gotta have the facts. Otherwise, you're just like a dude wandering around an empty space, which I feel like there's too much of on YouTube.
Is there a lot of that?
There is, yeah. People with like way more subscribers, way more views. It's just like, yeah, we're here in this crazy place. Let's go check it out.
I've seen stuff like that.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Hikes and stuff.
Yeah.
Long videos of hikes. It's just a person on a hike. That's kind of its own weird thing, though. So you
could do like ASMR hiking, like quietly narrate a hike.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I could do There's a Place on the Road.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Just grab a mic pack and do it, man.
You're good. You could mount like the horror movie style where they mount the GoPro to your chest.
This could be something.
I see we're here at the Edwards Air Force Base.
Oh, is that what this is? Where is this? This is up in Mojave area, right?
I think like near Palmdale.
Yeah,
I believe. Looks like they got some snow recently, or we got some snow recently.
Here in the video or in the real world?
Here in the video.
Oh yeah, it could just be the white sands. I'm not really sure. It's been in this background a while. I wonder if there's any other places. It's in the other background, loaded up. We could talk about them if they pop up.
Yeah.
Did you ever do? It's called Tom Explores Los Angeles. But did you ever do one that's like not in Los Angeles?
We've done a couple.
Started bending the rules yet?
We've bent the rules a little bit. As long as we can find a good connection to the city of LA. We've done episodes like we did one. We went out to Owens Lake, which is 233 miles north of us, and that's the lake the city drained to build the LA aqueduct. And so we made an episode about that history and drove out there and saw it because we felt like it was such a strong connection that we were okay with doing that, and then we went out to the Salton Sea.
Oh, yeah, that's not anywhere near LA.
Nowhere near, but the connection, the through line was a few years ago, the smell was so intense at the Salton Sea that you could smell it out in LA. And in 2017, the city of San Diego is going to stop delivering mitigation water to the sea, exacerbating its demise, so that dust could potentially blow out to LA. If the smell got that far, there's a school of thought thinking that pesticides and particulate matter could blow out that way. So we felt it was strong enough. So we bent the rules, but not just like, we're here in Tucson because I love cowboys. Nothing like that.
Okay.
Even though you could...
The mall you went to, that's in Hawthorne.
You're right. Totally right.
Yeah.
No, you got me there.
Yeah. That's a hard question.
we also went to...
Now that mall, hold on, I want to talk about that
Sure,
mall
sure.
subject. Everyone calls it the abandoned mall.
Yes.
It's not abandoned.
I know.
It's in the middle of the town. It's closed. There's a social security office.
You're good. You're good. There is, on the north side, there's a social security office, but have you been there?
Yeah, well, so I went to the outside, and then I watched your video about it where you're like, you get in trouble being in here. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't need to see this big empty room. Like, I want to go back to Hawthorne.
Yeah,
I don't climb over a fence. Like, I'm almost 30 years old. I'm not going to climb over a fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some serious scaling to get in, because you have to go into the parking structure, which we didn't shoot that because we didn't want to give you a step-by-step on how to get in, because we don't want to get sued. But it's pretty abandoned. Granted, a lot of it's been ripped out, but there's just rubble everywhere. It feels like, that final one shot in Children of Men? You haven't seen Children of Men? You should see Children of Men. Did you see The Revenant?
No.
Okay, well. Children of Men is good movie, good watching. Lovely socks, by the way, comfortable.
Yeah, Stan Socks, that's our sponsor.
Very comfortable. Thanks.
Aren't
Yeah, great.
Some of the best socks. But anyway, so you go into the mall.
Yeah, and it's just looks like Fallujah, completely bombed out, debris everywhere. And so yeah, the top third is a social security office, but the bottom 2/3, 800,000 square feet, is, I think that's a rough number, still abandoned. So, but Minority Report was shot there before it was completely gutted. Gone Girl was shot there, like the homeless encampments. Interesting place. That's our most viewed video.
Really?
Because people love abandoned stuff.
Yeah. There's a show that was on one of the cable networks that was just about, I think it was on Netflix too, as I saw it. It was just about stuff that was abandoned. It's like broken dreams. Yeah, it's like a theme park that's like, it's dirty. Like, it's in the middle of town. But over in Hawthorne, if you're looking to do another episode about Hawthorne, so they have the hamburger stand from the Beach Boys song "Fun, Fun, Fun."
Okay.
Right across the street from the mall.
Oh, really?
Foster's Freeze.
That's where they...
When they say just cruise past the hamburger stand now.
Yeah.
That's the hamburger stand.
Oh wow! And it's a Foster's Freeze.
Foster's Freeze. They've got a pizza restaurant called Pizza Show.
Pizza Show.
Where the Beach Boys ate pizza.
Was it called Pizza
Show?
Show? When they ate there?
Yeah, it's an old restaurant from the 50s.
Let's go to the Pizza Show?
But there's not a song about it, but they did eat there because they're from Hawthorne.
I didn't think it was a song, but...
Yeah, no, it's called Pizza Show. Then they've got the Beach Boys house.
But that's demoed.
Yes, it's a plaque by the freeway.
Yeah, I've seen that plaque. It's really sad.
But then they have at the Hawthorne History Museum, which is by the library. I went there once. That's a cool spot. It's like only open on Tuesdays. It's like old people running. I just kind of happened upon it. But they have, in that Beach Boy song, "Be True to Your School," he talks about he has a Letterman sweater with a letter on front he got for football and track. They have a Letterman sweater from the year the song came out with the letter and like the little football on it.
So like, and then but it's not like Brian Wilson's Letterman sweater.
No, but it's like, it's one of the ones they're talking about.
Weird.
And they had a picture of Sonny Bono in there. It's like, oh, is Sonny Bono from Hawthorne? It's like, no, He used to work at a grocery store, though, down on, like, he gave the address. The grocery store's not there anymore. It's like, you really just anybody looked at Hawthorne on a map. Marilyn Monroe is from there, though, and her house is down there by the mall.
Marilyn, she grew up there?
Yeah, she grew up all over L.A. She also went to University High School.
Wow.
Her childhood home, 143rd Street, something like that.
Huh.
Yeah, an episode about Hawthorne.
I would love to do another episode about Hawthorne. Dennis Wilson, interesting guy. Mm-hmm. I just found out the way he drowned. Do you know why he
drunk?
He was drunk, but he had a picture frame, and something like this picture frame fell in the water, and the picture got separated from the frame, so he kept diving back down to find the picture, and then on one of the dives, he just didn't come back up. What
was the picture of?
I don't know.
Tom.
This. I heard this on that podcast. You must remember this. You listen to that?
No.
She did a great 13-part series on Manson, like 40 minutes each. It's a lot of content.
Mm-hmm.
It's good though. I don't know how she did it. I have a hard enough time making a 5-minute episode.
Mm-hmm. Well, you just gotta, find the angle and be compelling and.
Sure, but it's hard writing that much.
Yeah. Well, we just gotta start talking then.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us. We've been here for a half hour.
That's true. It's 10:38.
Yeah. That's right. 10:38. Hey, are there any breweries in Los Angeles? There must be, right?
I have no idea.
You've never been to one? There's little ones, and there's.
No, I drink a lot of beer. Yeah, there's lots of great breweries here in the city of Los Angeles.
I don't think they brew this here, but why don't we have a Pabst Blue Ribbon?
Hey, they used to make Pabst here.
Oh yeah? Tell us, what's that story all about?
Well, I believe that the brewery art complex that we're very close to here, right off the 5 freeway, I believe that was once a Schlitz brewery and then was a Pabst brewery. Hey, thanks.
Absolutely. This is for our sponsor, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Did they actually sponsor you guys?
They do.
That's awesome. I want a sponsor for the show. How did you get that?
Adam, our director, who's not here tonight, met the rep, and they supply us with beer and socks. Socks from Stance, the beer is from Pabst.
Do you get any sort of cash flow from Pabst or just beer?
Just the beer, but the beer is more than enough.
Thank you.
If we got cash, we just spend it on beer anyway. So
yeah, that's true. I guess they're just kind of like streamlining things.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, cheers to Pabst.
Absolutely, great beer.
I guess it's rude for me to take a sip before you're done pouring.
No, go for it.
We could cheers with the logo pointing outward.
Yeah, let's do that.
For good screenshot.
Well, all right. So
I'm pretty parched here in the desert, so
it gets hot.
and
it's a great way to stave off dehydration.
That's right, or get more dehydrated.
Yeah, but then you can drink more beer. So
that's true.
Win-win situation.
Yeah,
I think.
I've never actually had Pabst in a glass. It is better.
Never been to the Cha-Cha Lounge? You got to do an episode about the Cha-Cha Lounge.
Yeah, I mean, I have been there. I guess I get Tecate when I go there. The great thing about doing the show is that there's stories everywhere. And everyone has a great story to tell, and there's great histories everywhere. And sometimes it's almost overwhelming, but it's a nice thing with doing a show about the second largest city in America. Lots of good history.
Do you think you could do a show like you do about New York?
I could, but it would be different, though. It would be more just me sort of asking questions rather than sort of like dictating the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And
how come, do you think?
Pardon me?
Why do you think that would be?
Well, because I've studied LA history, intensely for the past 10 years, but before that, my great-great-grandfather lived in the Arts District, so just like my family's been around. Not, they moved out to Ventura for a little bit, came back to Downey. Excuse me. But yes, LA history's always been around, so I can speak with some sort of authority, but I can't do the same about New York. I mean, I could research, but it's taken me a lot of time to get to this point of understanding with LA. New York, I feel like if I went there, I just had to find the Tom in New York and speak to him or her.
So you think that's what gives you your angle for your shows, that you're native, you know a lot about LA.
Yeah, but I don't want to come off as like a know-it-all, because no one wants to listen to a know-it-all. But like I hope that like that knowledge translates just into enthusiasm, and that hopefully makes for more compelling documents. It's been like, look at this crazy place. It has this history, and it's connected to this, and it matters because of this.
What's on the horizon? Future episodes?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Right now, we are doing a slight spin-off, like pilot to pitch. It's essentially the old show, but it'll incorporate some light animation to sort of recreate parts of history that weren't documented by film or photograph. And we're editing that right now. But I don't know when that'll be for public view, because we're just going to like shop it around before we release it publicly. But I'm working on a 360 video with a couple other friends. And that's sort of about the evolving nature of the downtown skyline. Those are a couple things. And then just trying to figure out, because the guy I made the show with for the past 24 episodes, he recently started working at BuzzFeed. He got a job at BuzzFeed. And so he's busy doing that. So now I'm just sort of working with other directors and other editors. So it's a matter of sort of figuring out a new workflow. So it'll probably take some time.
A bit of a crossroads.
Going to the crossroads. Yeah, a little bit of the crossroads.
Do you have to have a crossroads school?
Yeah, there you go.
Famous children.
Head out to Santa Monica. And
Yeah. So since you don't have, you can't just call up your buddy and be like, yo, we got to make this episode tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you get like ideas like, oh, that'd be a cool one. Can't do it yet though. Like, do you have any like unexplored places itching to get out?
Well, I have like a whole list of episode ideas of like potential episodes. And I know that there are some, nothing's coming to mind right now. But yeah, there's always some. I'm reading this great book called The History of Forgetting by Norman Klein. And he's just a great LA thinker, LA author. And some good ideas in there, but nothing too specific or hammered out as of yet. As I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to move forward, I think I'm doing that first, and then we'll pivot back to show development, like specific. Do you have some shows, some ideas?
For you? Cha-Cha Lounge.
Great.
We mentioned that.
Well, what's the angle on that?
It's this like rock and roll land where, so this is, I got a Facebook invitation the other day.
Yeah.
I'm moving back to LA. The title of it was, I'm moving back to LA and turning 25. Let's go to the Cha-Cha Lounge.
Appropriate.
And that's what it is. It's a place where you're 25 forever.
True. Are they actually turning 25?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm 30 now.
But you go there and you can, like, everyone's 25.
True. Or, yeah.
Those red lights, it's always the same when you go in.
Yeah, it's very it's easy on the skin.
Yeah.
It makes everybody look good.
Yeah, everyone looks better with the red lights and stuff.
True.
Yeah.
I don't go there that much, though. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I
When
live
you were younger, though, you probably went there, right?
even when I was younger, I wasn't like much of like a party guy. I don't know. I just never really liked. I'd go to the Red Lions sometimes. That was fun.
You do one about that.
Yeah. Hey, have you been to the Moonlight Rollerway?
Yes.
So
That'd be a good one.
Have you been on Tuesday night?
It's the only night to go.
That's right.
Organ night.
Organ night.
Yeah.
I would love to do a piece on Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not? Old guy, doing his thing.
Loves this organ.
Loves that organ. Does his own drum triggers.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I have a blister I went skating there last night. So it's fresh on my mind.
Do you like roller skating?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you only like roller skating there?
Well, I only roller skate there. I don't own roller skates, but I really like going there because I go really fast. And I don't ride a motorcycle, but I imagine it's the same feeling you get riding a motorcycle on a busy freeway where you're going faster than everyone else. So like I'm kind of the dick going, but it's selfish fun. I don't hurt anybody. I may have scared a person or two. There's a couple waltzing on skates there.
It's interesting.
Like slowly. Kind of getting in everyone's way. But the ref was cool with it. I think they both knew the ref. They looked like regulars. He had a Hawthorne Firefighters t-shirt on.
The ref with the bell bottoms, right?
This is the guy with like the buzzed on all sides and then the pony up top.
Yeah.
With like the acne scars.
Yeah.
He didn't have bell bottoms.
Oh, when I've been there, he's been wearing bell bottoms. I'm sure there's not more than one roller rink ref, though. It's a tough job.
I saw they were hiring. They had like a job posting in the bathroom. It said, must know how to skate.
Darn.
You don't...
This is close. Not like... I can't skate backwards. I can't do like... I wouldn't add anything to that place.
Well, you just got to go every Tuesday night for like the next month.
Get known there.
Dedicate
Get my
yourself.
face known, you know.
You should just go dressed as the ref. You know, you could go and get like the Foot Locker ref shirt, have a whistle, and then just walk in like you own the place, and you're in.
What's your favorite LA movie?
Ooh.
Because you're documenting LA in one way, but another way, LA has been constantly filmed all the time.
Sure. Los Angeles plays itself.
Doesn't count because that's a clip show of other movies.
Sure, but I was using that as a jumping off point.
Yeah, but doesn't count. It's not really a movie.
I didn't say it's my favorite movie about LA. I just, it's
It's a good movie.
It's a good way to start the discussion.
Yeah.
My favorite LA movie, I want this to be a good answer. I feel like so many times when like content creators are asked like questions they should have good answers to and they don't, it's always kind of disappointing. So I'm going to spend a few seconds bumbling around in my brain.
I'll tell you mine.
Yeah, please.
Not an obvious one.
Oh, please.
Dragnet.
Ooh.
Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd.
Wait, I didn't even know. Wait, like based off of like Joe Friday?
Yeah.
Dragnet?
80s or 90s.
I love
Kinda like a
the
goofy-
TV show.
Yeah, it's good. It's kind of cartoony.
Wow.
But they're at the observatory and they're at...
Wow, I'm surprised I've never heard of
Venice
that.
Beach. Like they go to all the spots.
Wow.
Yeah, check out Dragnet.
I mean, like I watch Falling Down just because it's a terrible movie, but I feel like it does feel like a weird, like white flighty version of LA that I think is sort of entertaining.
They Live.
They Live, great
I
one.
miss that LA. I miss the 90s, 80s dangerous LA.
Yeah, I mean, I love LA Confidential. I know it's
Yeah.
kind of a linear answer. LA Confidential. Let me think. I still haven't seen. Have you seen Tangerine?
Yeah. That one.
I haven't.
Yeah, that's great.
I want to
It's
because I've
all-
heard it's a great LA movie.
Yeah, all in Santa Monica.
Yeah,
Dogtown and Z-Boys.
yeah, great doc.
Yeah.
Not the film adaptation.
Not Lords of Dogtown. Although they were probably in Culver City or someplace, you know.
I saw that at the
Keep it
$2
real.
theater in La Mirada.
Is it worth going to La Mirada to
Well, at the
save
time,
$6?
at the time, I still lived in La Habra, or maybe it was like a summer away from college. But yeah, I still haven't given a good answer. Falling Down, LA Confidential, They Live. That was mostly you though. You kind of like that was an underhand softball pitch to
So
me.
we got some answers then.
Okay, we'll stick with that.
So Tom, we've talked about how much we like LA, but I kind of have a love-hate thing with LA. I've been here
Sure.
for so long.
Where are you from?
I'm from West LA.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because you do the OJ tour.
Yeah. No, I'm in it. Been in a lot of different scenes over the years and stuff, so I kind of go back and forth if I like it here or not.
Yeah.
Show business is here, so that's something to like.
You're
about
in
it
show
that you
biz
can't-
right now.
Yeah, that you can't do in other places, but sometimes LA does have a bad rap. Maybe for good reason. People are fake, a lot of traffic.
But do you hang
sprawling.
out with fake people? I don't hang out with fake people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All my friends are good, real, solid people.
Are they really?
They are.
All of them? Every single friend? There's no hangers-on? There's no people you were friends with 3 years ago you never see anymore?
I mean,
There's
like,
people around.
but does that mean they're fake,
out?
though? I don't think that means they're fake. I'm not. I mean, I don't hang out with like people that move here to like break into showbiz, and they like, you know, I don't hang out with those people. Do you hang out with those people?
I've hung out with people like that before. I think if you move here for any reason, there's a level of fakeness because you're trying to start over, trying to convince.
But don't you do that with any city? What city do you move to like reinforce your old self?
Well, you get a job and you move or something. Here is just,
okay.
I don't know. But my point is, you know, sometimes I do feel that LA is just a bunch of strip malls. How do you counter that argument? What do you say to somebody who hates LA, they hate being here, they think it's ugly, there's graffiti everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't breathe sometimes because there's so much smog in the air.
Sure.
It takes forever to get any place.
Yeah. Well, I'll respond to your last statement first, and I'll say that I bike everywhere. I biked here tonight, and for me, that's how traffic isn't a thing I think about because I never have traffic. Now, people might say, like, well, you'll probably die on your bicycle, and that's probably true. But up until the point in which I'm killed on my bike, I won't have had to wait in traffic, you know? So, like, I'll have lived my life more fully up until my murder on a bike. There's a bunch of strip malls. Yeah, but, like, some of the best restaurants in the city are in strip malls. And strip malls can be ugly and sort of overbearing, but I don't know, there's still something to the cacophony of ugliness that makes for a compelling city. I don't know, everything is everywhere. That could be the name of a spin-off show for you.
Everything is everywhere. There's a place. Everything is everywhere. We step through the green screen. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like the city, LA isn't for everybody, and I totally get that. Like, me saying I bike everywhere, like, I'm a young person, able-bodied, like, that isn't the case for everybody. I get it, like, but at least we're expanding. You know, we have the largest metro expansion going on in the nation right now. Is building out 5 rail lines, and I think LA's trying to become a better person. It's like that point in a movie in like the end of the second act where the couple has a big fight because the husband's drunk and he's like, I can be a better man. So I think that's where Los Angeles is right now.
That's where right now.
Yeah.
So the third act, happy ending, sad ending.
Happy ending.
You think we're headed for a happy ending now?
I think so because the city really wants to do right. It's tired of doing wrong.
Is Los Angeles worth exploring?
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right, yeah, sure. No, I agree. It's a cool place. You gotta love where you're from at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, so you grew up on the west side. Where do you live now?
I live in Elysian Valley.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you know, you've lived all over. Elysian Valley, your favorite spot thus far?
No. I want to live in Hollywood.
Hollywood proper.
Yeah. I like the grittiness.
It's very gritty.
Yeah, I miss that.
But like Hollywood Boulevard Hollywood or like Santa Monica?
Yeah, like off of Selma. Like off some like wild street like that.
I was just, a friend of mine was house sitting up in the Hollywood Hills. I was just there on Monday night, like up Highland, like near the Hollywood Bowl in like the very swanky area. So we walked down to Hollywood and I was just sort of like confronted with everything that Hollywood is and just very overwhelmed. I couldn't really handle it. So I understand if like someone came to LA and like only went to Hollywood, they'd be like, can I cuss on the show?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, fuck this place. Like, I get that. Like that would be hard to take. Why do you want to live there?
I am a mystery.
Okay. You've seen Inland Empire by David Lynch?
No.
You should see that.
I haven't seen any movies except Dragnet. Tom, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Hey, Adam, thanks.
Thank you to our sponsors, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Stant Socks. Until next time, this is Adam Papagan reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind.